welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda Lopez. I'm a mother of two, a clean beauty advocate who loves to talk and learn all things health and wellness. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to learn more about me, you could follow me on Instagram. And if you want to see more videos like this, then definitely subscribe. Today, I'm going to be sharing my 2019 clean beauty favorites. It has been quite a year. I'm so ready for the new year. I am very hard to please when it comes to makeup. Coming from conventional beauty a couple years ago, and I had my hardcore ride or die products, I didn't want to sacrifice my health for beauty any longer. 2019 was the year that I found my ride or die clean beauty makeup products. So I'm definitely gonna split this video into two, one makeup, one skincare, because it would be so long if I try to combine both. So today I'm going to do makeup, and I really have high standards when it comes to my makeup. So it needs to be long lasting, it needs to be creamy, pigmented. I mean, it really has to be as good or better than the conventional beauty products I was using before. So let me go ahead and jump right in. So let's start with makeup primers. So I love me a good makeup primer, and this year I have the 100% Pure Mattifying Primer. This primer is silicone free, but it really has like a silicone feel when you put it on, which I think that's what I really like. It really like smooths your skin, because before I would always use like pore smoothing primers, and I feel like this really does that. It keeps your skin somewhat matte, like it's not like super drying, which I also like that too. So I really love putting this as a base before the rest of my makeup. The second one is going to be the Juice Beauty Phyto Pigments Primer. I feel like I used to really love the Becca like illuminating primer, and this really stands up to that. It has that luminescence to it, and it just really gives like a good sticky feeling before you put your foundation. I feel like the foundation really sticks to it, and I can appreciate that. So those are pretty much my top two primers of the year. For foundations, the #1 spot is going to be the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. So this is a really good foundation. I fell in love. I don't know, it's just something about it. When you apply it, your skin just looks so good. Like, I would say it's a medium coverage, definitely buildable, but definitely covers redness. You know, if you have a really dark spot on your face or a bad pimple, it may not cover that, but I feel like most foundations don't anyways. This one just never looks cakey. It always just looks so youthful, so good on your skin. Like, it really does. Like, no matter what, this foundation just took the cake for 2019 for me. I say it's like a satin finish, not too dewy, not too matte. I like to apply it with a brush and then finish it off with a beauty blender, which is pretty much how I apply all my foundations. Then you have the Crunchy Foundation. I got something on my bottle, I don't know what. Foundation is really nice for a mattifying foundation. I wasn't in love with the undertones of it, so I would often mix it with this. I feel like these two foundations together are like a match made in heaven. Like, they really just give the most flawless finish. Like, it gives a little bit more coverage when you put them together, and it's like the combination of the satin with the matte. I don't know, these two are just like a dream couple. I heard Crunchy came out with a new foundation, and I really want to try that one, but for now this one is pretty good, and I was in the shade 2.5, which was kind of like my tan shade, so this is too dark for me now. And then in this, my untan shade would be SF2. So yeah, these are really great. And then for a more budget-friendly pick, Clove and Hallow. This one came out towards the second half of the year, and I really fell in love with it. It's so good. I don't like to use a pricey foundation every single day, right? So I feel like this was like my go-to foundation for just average makeup days. It really did impress me. It's more of a demi-matte finish, medium coverage as well, but also buildable, thicker than the other two foundations I just showed you. but really nice. And this is the shade 04, and this one matches me pretty well. So definitely a good pick. And their website also has Afterpay, which I do appreciate. Then for concealer, the Cloven Hallow concealer really made 2019 for me. I found myself reaching for this concealer. I have so many concealers and I love concealer, but I found myself reaching for this the most. It wasn't too thick, it was very lightweight, has like a demi matte finish, great coverage, and just really brightens that under eye area without making it look cakey. So I really liked this concealer. Then the other concealer is going to be the Hint Beauty Concealer in the shade Light. This one, it's a very thick concealer, it comes in a pot, and I actually use this to carve out my eyebrows. It's a very full coverage concealer, so you could use it for like a really dark spot as well. I never use it under the eyes really, it's a little too thick for my preference, but really good for covering the brows. Like I feel like if you're gonna do a cut crease, or if you want to clean up like your eyeliner or something like that, your lip line, like it's really going to give that coverage. So I feel like this was just great for that, and something I just had to have in my makeup bag. I was definitely a Studio Fix girl. Always had my matte compact in my bag, touched up throughout the day, and this is definitely much better. So this is the Alima Pure Satin Matte Foundation. It has great coverage for powder foundation. It's loose, which I do prefer like a pressed one, but I love the way this one sits on your skin. You could use it for setting your foundation to give it even more coverage, or you could just use it by itself. I'm in the shade Warm 2, and you will definitely find your shade in this foundation. They have like a really great sampler pack to help you find your shade, and they have all different shades, undertones, so this foundation is so good. So if you love a good powder foundation, I would definitely go for this one. So if I'm not setting it with my powder foundation, I'm going to use a translucent powder. And for me, I really love the Lawless Seal the Deal setting powder. Also really like the Well People Bio Brightener. I feel like those two powders are pretty much like just as good in my opinion. Right now I'm currently using this one, and I really like this. This is a mini version that I got, but translucent powders really last a long time. I don't really bake with it, so I can't give you, if you're like love to bake your makeup, I can't really give you a opinion on that, but I love it for setting under the eyes and the center of the face, or touching up throughout the day. Then for my dry skin gals, in the beginning of this year, I had a couple like eczema spots on my face, and I had some really dry skin, and I almost gave up on powder because all translucent powders would look just crepey and gross on my skin. And this was my go-to. So this is a brand I don't really hear about often. It's the Erin's Faces Aloe Setting Powder. So this setting powder is just so good for dry skin. I don't know, it's almost like hydrating. Like I didn't really like it if I wanted a matte look, because like I would notice that I would get dewy throughout the day when I wore this. So this is definitely for my dry skin girls. If you feel like you don't like the way translucent powder sits on your skin and it's really dry, then really you should try this one because it's so good. So next, I'm gonna go into eyebrows, and I love me a bold brow, but I also like to be able to vary the way my brow looks. So for me, I need like several brow products that really hold up. One of those products for me was the Eco Brow Pomade in the shade Liz. It is a dark brown shade, almost black, no red undertones, very cool toned. This is very similar to Anastasia Dip Brow. It's so good. Like you could totally just build a brow. You could reshape your brow with this. You could put fake brow hairs. You could make it light, but it's definitely like more of a bold brow product, depending on the pressure that you use with your brush. And the Lily Lolo Brow Duo in dark. I mean, you could tell that I used this. I mean, it looks disgusting. That goes to show, I really loved this. I love a good brow powder, so I will either use this to set my brow pomade, or I will just use this by itself if I want like a softer look. I like that it has the wax, so you could kind of really deepen it up and set your brows with it really well. So definitely something I will always keep on deck. And then we go to brow gels, and there are two kinds of brow gels that I like. So this is the Zuzu Luxe Clear Brow Gel, and this one is a very strong hold, so I really like that, and I like that it's clear. My brows get very unruly, so I really need a strong brow gel at times. The other brow gel that really, like, I never liked tinted brow gels, like ever, until I tried the Beauty Counter brow gel. So I get this one in the shade Dark, and on just an everyday basis, I only use this for my brows. So it really just fills in like the sparse areas, makes them look super natural. And then I also use it to, like, if I use the powder, I'll also use this to kind of fill in any areas that the powder may have missed. And this one's like a medium hold, does not flake. It's really long lasting. It doesn't dry your eyebrows out, and definitely a keeper in my arsenal for sure. So next I'm gonna go into bronzer, which I love bronzer. My favorite bronzers this year were number one, the Han Skincare bronzer in the shade Malibu. It's that perfect neutral shade for contouring, and it just, I mean, it's just perfect for contouring. I really love that. It reminds me of like the Hoola bronzer, which is what I would use before, and it's long lasting. It's so perfect. I love it so much. You could use it to contour your nose, eyebrows, put right in the crease of your cheeks, forehead. I mean, it really just gets the job done. And then for a little bit of a darker, like more bronzier shade, not just contour, it's gonna be the Beauty Counter bronzer in the shade Dune. This one, it's almost a little too dark for me now that I don't have a tan anymore. It is such a good bronzer. It really is just like creamy, long lasting, finely milled, and just really gives you that bronze goddess look. And then for blush, I am going to say my number one blush was definitely the Beauty Counter blush in the shade Nectar. Totally a dupe for NARS Orgasm. Let me go ahead and give it a nice swatch for you. See that? So it has a golden undertone, and it's like a peachy pinky color, and it's really nice. It works for all skin tones, all ages. I have put this on an 80-year-old woman, and she looks so good. My mom wears it, my friends wear it, like even my best friend, she's more of a bronzer. She doesn't really like wearing blush, but she will wear that blush. So it's just a really good blush, and it's so smooth. It doesn't like accentuate any texture on your cheeks. So definitely a keeper. The other blush I'm gonna mention is the Burt's Bees blush. Great budget pick. I really enjoy these blushes. This is the shade Air Peach, but I love all of their shades. They have 3 shades. I have all 3 of them. I would just say I use this one the most, but I recommend getting all 3 shades. They're really good. I'll go ahead and swatch this one for you as well. So this one's more of a peachy color, and it reminds me of Milani Luminoso, which is like such a favorite of mine in the past. So definitely impressed with Burt's Bees for that one. Now for highlight, which your girl loves a good highlight, like a good one. So I have several levels of highlight here. So number one is the Han Skincare Cosmetics Cream Highlighter in Moonlight. And I often like to put a cream and then a powder over. I feel like it gives it more longevity. It really just makes your highlight pop. Today I am doing that. So I started off with the Han Skincare Cosmetics. They have different shades. This is their Moonlight shade. This is for like lighter skin tones. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch that. It's, oh, I don't really know if you could see it. This is terrible swatching, but here you go. You could see like that. It's like a white luminescent shade. So really love this. I like it. Almost feels like a lip gloss. It's really different, the texture. You just kind of pat it on your cheek, and then I pounce it with the beauty blender to really blend it out. My top highlighter this year was the PYT Beauty highlighter in the shade Upgrade. It's a white gold shade, and my oh my, this highlighter is like so good. It's just finely milled. It's just poppin'. Like, apply this with your beauty blender. It looks so smooth. This is the perfect shade for very light complexions, and I am wearing it today with, I only put a very little bit of this. I mostly put the Han Skincare, but then I topped it off with a little bit of this, and I just love this one so much. Okay, so there's that one. As you can see, it's like a white gold. It's so good. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to Erin's Faces, which is the same brand that makes that setting powder for dry skin that I love. And this is their like loose pigment in fairy dust, and it is a true golden shade, and it is so good. So it's a loose glitter, so it definitely could show a little bit of texture, because I mean, this is gonna be like super intense. So if you are a super intense girl, you will love this. This just really makes you glow like no other. It's great on the lid too. It gives you such a beautiful golden eye. I used this so much. I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully not make a huge mess, but I'm gonna go ahead and swatch that for you as well, and you will see it is like pure gold. See that? Oh my god. Pure gold. So good. And it actually is quite smooth for loose glitter, so I really appreciate that. It's not like super chunky, but it definitely, I mean, it's a loose glitter, so I mean, don't forget that. So for eyeshadows, there's really that one that I just showed you. I love putting that on my lid, but there's really only one palette, which is like crazy to say because I had 100 palettes in conventional beauty, but there's really only one palette that stole my heart, and it's gonna be the Beauty Counter Classic palette. And I mean, I can't lie, like the shade's pretty much gone. It's like a white gold highlighting shade. This palette is so good. I am a warm, bronzy eye girl. I love to experiment from time to time, but I mean, my go-to is just a warm eye, and this just had everything. It had that highlighting shade that I loved. It has neutral browns, it has red browns, it has this burgundy shade. This shade is just like pure rose gold heaven. Has a glitter topper shade, a more subdued gold satin shade. I mean, it just made my eyes look so beautiful this year. Really brought out my eyes so much with this palette. It's long lasting, it's highly pigmented, it doesn't crease, it doesn't have tons of fallout. I mean, it's just, it's so good. And I love that their palettes have these removable mirrors so that you could recycle them. I am a Beauty Counter consultant, just full disclaimer. I've been a consultant with them for almost a year now. I really love their company, love everything that they stand for. So proud to be a part of that company. So if you do want to learn more about Beauty Counter, I'll put a link down below and you could definitely learn more about them. And if you want to shop any of the Beauty Counter products, I will put the link below, and I'll put links for everything else below as well. So I'm not like a huge eyeliner person. I don't do eyeliner very often, but you have to have a good eyeliner in your makeup bag, whether you do it often or not. Like, you have to have one. For a pencil liner, I chose the Antonym black eyeliner. It's very bold and dark and smoldering, and I love that. So this was definitely a really good eyeliner. And then I'm choosing the Zuzu Luxe liquid liner, and it comes with this really nice tip that really helps you just like flick out the wing. It's really black and it stays really well in your eyelids. So these are definitely gonna be my Clean Beauty eyeliner picks. And then I think that just leaves lips, which is my favorite. I love lipstick so much. So for lip liners, these 3 lip liners, are going to be, this one's pretty much almost gone, are going to be my go-to lip liners. I mean, you only really need a couple lip liners that match with most of your lipsticks, right? So this is the Lily Lolo lip liner in soft nude. Go ahead and swatch that. So it is exactly what it's called, a soft pinky brownie nude. So love that, you have to have that. I really like the Lily Lolo lip liner. And then Zuzu Luxe lip liner, and honestly, I don't remember what the shade is. It faded, but it's like a mauve-y. It reminds me of like a Mac Whirl. You'll see right there. And Mac Whirl was like my go-to. I love that one. And all of these lip liners are really affordable. I love the Zuzu Luxe lip liners. And Gabriel lip liner in Nutmeg, which is very similar, but this one's more of a brown. So they vary a little bit. I love the consistency and the wear of all three of those. Like I said, they're affordable and they're just so good. They stayed in my purse the whole entire year. For lipsticks, I'm going to go ahead and start with the Beauty Counter lipsticks. I own several shades of these. I love them. This was the lipsticks that I wore the most this year just because they are so comfortable. They're moisturizing and I really enjoy that. I hate when my lips start to feel like dry or gross or like they get that weird like line that's kind of like in between your mouth and your lips. They're very chic, amazing formula. This is the shade 9 to 5. Super pretty shade. And I own tons of their shades. I'm wearing their limited edition Rosewood shade with their Rosewood gloss over top. I think that they do lip products really well. And this one kind of came to me towards the end of the year, but I wore it so much that I had to include it. It's a mini RMS Beauty lipstick in the shade Brain Teaser. And it's just, it's this shade. I love their formula too. It's a little bit more matte than the Beauty Counter formula, but this shade is just so good. Like, I don't know, like it's pulling more red because of the lipstick that's next to it, but it's like an orangey shade. And it's just so pretty. It goes so great with like fall, like all fall I wore it. It's just the perfect like orange tone brown shade. So those are gonna be for lipsticks, and this is a Axiology lip crayon that I actually got in a Petit Vorbach. It is in the shade Enduring. I mean, you're gonna see a theme here. You obviously know what shades I like to wear. But this gives like a little bit of a luminescence on your lips, and it is so comfortable, like so comfortable. And since it's a crayon, you almost don't even really need a lip liner with it. Really enjoy these and I want to try more of their lip crayons. And then for a matte liquid lipstick, which I don't like to wear all the time just because like I said, I love my lips to feel comfortable and I don't really like that dry feeling. If I am reaching for a matte lipstick, I am definitely going to go with the Clove and Hallow liquid lipsticks. This is in the shade Cupcake. I have lots of their shades and I love all of them, so you will not be disappointed. And this is more of a, oh, that's a terrible swatch. This is more of a cool tone brown. Oh my god, forgive me for that swatch, it was bad. This is more of a cool tone brown and I really love it. So, and they've come out with new shades recently and I got one of them and it is so stunning. So I honestly, I want every single one of their shades. They're so good. Then last but not least, I think, right? Yep, last but not least, we are going to go into lip gloss. And the main lip gloss I used this year was going to be the Beauty Counter lip glosses. This is actually a mini one. I have several of their mini ones. I don't know why I ended up with so many of those, but I really love their glosses. All the shades I've tried, they're not sticky. And they don't like make your lips feel weird, so that's why I really love it. I don't like too goopy or sticky of a gloss or a gloss that leaves like a really weird residue on your lips, so these are very moisturizing and I love them. I'm gonna continue to buy more shades of those. And then the Fit Glow lip serum. Oh boy, this thing is so pricey. that's why I haven't repurchased it. My mom actually gave me this one and I was so thankful, but I have nothing left, and like I've scraped out every last bit of this lip gloss. This is the shade Nudie. At the beginning of this year, I was saying I was having something like going on with my skin where I was having like some dry, irritated patches of skin, and like my upper lip got like really irritated, and like I didn't really know what to do, but this was like one of the only things I could wear, and it just felt so good on my lips. And it's a serum, has vegan collagen, so it's I would say it's definitely worth the money. I mean, I'm definitely gonna get another one, so I love this so much. Anyways, that was it for my 2019 makeup favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions about any of the products I've mentioned, definitely comment down below, and you should leave me a comment. I want to hear what your favorite makeup products were in 2019. And please stay tuned for more videos like this. I definitely plan on recording a 2019 skincare favorites, which is going to be jam-packed with awesome skincare products. So if you like the way that sounds, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I look forward to making more videos. Woohoo! My first YouTube video. Hey, hey, hey.
I think she did really good, guys.
Aw, thank you.
You're welcome. And I just got my hair cut.
Ooh.